Good morning, students. In previous class, we discussed some characteristics of puberty like rapid increase in height, changes in the voice, changes in the body shape. So, let's continue the remaining part of this chapter. Our next topic is increased activity of sweat and sebaceous glands. So, the increased activity of sebaceous glands that is known as oil glands and sweat glands. In the result, there is a acne, or you can say the pimples on the face, and the skin, especially in the girls, become oily with the red patches or rashes. The hormones are responsible for this. So the hormones are responsible for the excess release of oil glands and sweat glands. Our next topic is development of sex organs. Students, during the adolescence stage, the reproductive organs of males and in the boys, that is the testes and the penis, that is developed completely, and the testes begin to produce sperm. In females and in girls, the ovaries enlarge and the eggs begin to be mature in the ovaries. So as a result, the ovaries start releasing the mature eggs. So we can say at the age of adolescence, the development of sex organs are completed. Our next is reaching mental, intellectual and emotional maturity. Adolescence is a period of change in a person's way of thinking, and adolescents are more independent than before, and they are also self-conscious. Intellectual development also take place in the age of adolescence, and they tend to spend considerable time in a thinking. In fact, it is often that the time in the one's life when the brain has the greatest capacity for learning. So we can say in the adolescence, the brain has the greatest capacity for learning. Sometimes adolescents may feel insecure while trying to adjust to the changes that are occurs in the body and in the mind. But as adolescents learner, there is no need to thinking more about this, and there is no reason to feel insecure. These changes are a natural part of the growing up. Our next topic is secondary sexual characters. You know, students, that the testes and the ovaries are the reproductive organs, and they produce the gametes, that is sperm and ova. In the girls, breasts begin to develop in a puberty, and the boys begin to grow their facial hair, that is known as, you can say, mustache and the beard. So as these features helps to distinguish between the male and female, so they are known as secondary sexual characters. Boys also develop hair on their chest. In both boys and girls, hairs also grows under the arms and in the region above the thighs or the pubic region. So the changes which occurs at the adolescence, they are controlled by the hormones. And what are the hormones? Hormones are the chemical substances. So the hormones are secreted from the adolescence gland, or we can say the adolescent system. So the male hormones are known as testosterone, that beings to release by the testes at the onset of the puberty, and it is cause the changes that occur in the boy, and for example, the growth of the facial hair. So in the boys, the growth of the facial hair is occur by the hormone, that is testosterone. So once the puberty is reached in the girls, ovaries begin to produce the female hormone, that is known as estrogen. Okay, in the boy, that is testosterone, and in the girls, that is estrogen, which makes the breast develop, and the milk secreting glands, or we can say the mammary glands, are developed inside the breast, and the production of these hormones is under the control of another hormone that are secreted from an endocrine gland, that is known as pituitary gland. So we can say the pituitary gland is the master gland in the human body. What are the role of the hormones in initiating reproductive function? So we can say the endocrine gland that release hormones into the blood stream to reach a particular body part, that is known as target site. Okay, student. the androgen gland release all the hormones in the bloodstream and they reach at the body part, that is known as target site. So the target site respond to the hormones, and there are many androgen glands, or we can say ductless glands in the body. Why we call ductless gland to the androgen gland? Because there are few glands such as sweat glands, oil glands and salivary glands that are release their secretion through the ducts. But the androgen gland that release hormones, it is directly into the bloodstream. So they are known as ductless gland. So the testes and the ovaries, they secrete the sex hormones in the human, and these hormones are responsible for the male and female secondary sexual characters. The sex hormones are under the control of hormones from the pituitary gland, which we have discussed earlier. So the pituitary secreted many hormones, and one of which make ova mature in the ovaries and sperm from the testes. So we can understand it by the flow chart also. Hormones from the pituitary stimulate testes and ovaries to release the testosterone in the male and estrogen in the female, and it is released in the bloodstream and it is reached at the part of the body that are known as target site. And when the hormones release, they stimulate change in the body at the onset of the puberty. Our next topic is reproductive phase of life in humans. Student, adolescents become capable for the reproduction when their testes and their ovaries begin to produce gametes. And in a female, the reproductive phase of the life begins at the puberty at the age of 10 to 12 years of, and generally it lasts till the age of 45 to 50 years. And the ova begin to mature with the onset of puberty. One ovum mature and it released by one of the ovaries once in a 28 to 30 days, and during this period the wall of the uterus becomes thick so as to receive the egg in case it is fertilized and begin to develop, and this is known as pregnancy. So if the fertilization does not occur, the released egg and the thickened lining of the uterus along with its blood vessels are shed off. So student, I repeat again, if the fertilization does not occur, the released egg and the thickened lining of the uterus along with its blood vessels are shed off, and this causes bleeding in the woman, which is known as menstruation. What is that? That is menstruation, and menstruation occurs once in about 28 to 30 days. So what is menstruation? A psychological change, we can say at a psychological change occurs in the uterus of woman and release thick lining of the uterus along with its blood vessels is known as menstruation. Okay, and the menstruation occurs about 28 to 30 days. The first menstrual flow begins at a puberty and it is known as what is menarche. What is menarche? The first menstruation flow, that is known as menarche. And at the age of 45 to 50 years, the menstrual cycle stops, and stoppage of menstruation is termed as menopause. So what is menopause? The stoppage of menstruation, that is known as menopause, and it is occur at the age of 45 to 50. So initially the menstrual cycle may be irregular and it takes time to become regular. So we can say the menstrual cycle is controlled by the hormones, and the cycle that include the maturation of the egg, its release, thickening of uterine wall and its breakdown, and if there is a pregnancy it does not occur. In the case the egg is fertilized, it begins to divide and then gets embedded in the uterus for further development, which we have already learned in the chapter 9, that is fertilization. So students, the remaining part we will take in the next video.